Hey everybody, part two. I'm still in my car. I just wanted to say that I don't know if every neurodivergent, especially neurodivergent female out there, is similar to me, but I feel like a lot of us can see what makes common sense. We say what makes common sense. We say, why doesn't the healthcare system do things this way? Why doesn't education do things this way? Why doesn't government do things this way? And people are like, yeah, I get that, but nothing changes. So for me, my biggest pet peeve now, and why I think I want to go into like advocacy, I cannot figure out if I want to do it in education or healthcare. I think I'm leaning more towards healthcare for neurodivergent people, especially since a lot of us older women are finding it now. It's just people who are neurodivergent, and I don't know, maybe there's people with chronic illnesses, invisible illnesses, and EDS and things like that don't have neurodivergency, but I see it a lot that they tend to have both, and there tends to be a lot of overlap of a lot of things, a lot of GI or allergy or mast cells, or take your pick. It just piles on. And the system of healthcare wants us to constantly go to a million different doctors, get million different referrals, and exhaust ourselves to the point where like we just continuously get these blood tests that tell us you're fine. And I'm like, I'm not. And I'm sitting here. Last year I did a bunch of different, genetic tests out of pocket. I did a GI mapping. I did a couple different Dutch tests, which I had also done 2 years before. I did the Clarity X test. I wanted to do a food sensitivity, but I didn't get to that because now I'm with new healthcare, and so I started the allergy stuff, and they tested my stuff, and they see I do have allergies and I do have some histamine stuff, but I don't even know if I want to do the allergy shots again, because last time I got weird reactions, which I've never got before. I just feel like no matter what doctor you'll deal with, you hit a moment where they just don't know how to help you. You have a weird reaction, they don't know how to help you. Their answer is to stop and try again. And I'm like, that's stupid. And going to so many different doctors for so many different health issues is a pain in the ass, because you're going to it as they're all separate and you're not even trying to see how they correlate and come together. And what happens? The functional doctors or the chiropractors that we want to see are the people who are looking at the whole person, don't take our insurance. I'm getting to the point, I never did this before, but I'm getting to the point where I want to take my bills to my insurance and be like, pay for some of this. I don't care how much. And before that, I never really fought hard enough. I would pay for a chiropractor out of pocket. I would pay for the hormone female doctor I found on TikTok out of pocket. I would pay for the lady who did the program for possible EDS and like neurodivergency and hypermobility out of pocket. Luckily, she's very inexpensive. But it adds up when you're doing all this, and you're doing a GI mapping, and you're doing a Dutch tests, and you're doing programs, and sometimes you're $500 for the program and another $500 for the test and the analysis or whatever. And my credit card bills have just gone off the roof. So I had to stop that and try to focus on doing stuff within the system, which is very difficult. I'm really, I sent everything over to I think it's UCSF genetics, and I don't know if they're going to look at the stuff that's out of pocket. I was glad that my GI person looked at my GI mapping test and saw that the pancreas stuff, and they were like, let's just look at your stool again and retest that. So I like when I find a doctor who's like, oh, they actually look at your thing that you paid for out of pocket, and they're like, okay, they can read some of it, and they can say, okay, let's just look at that. That's kind of what I want. I just, I'm not against having to go redo some stuff if I have to, but do the work. I send you all the genetic stuff I have. Especially for the genetic department, they should be able to know what they're looking at. And they only looked at the Kaiser stuff so far, I think, for I got the MYH7 gene, I think. It's good to do with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, which my mom had. And granted, I may have the gene, but I've never had any big severe heart issues unless what I have is connected to that. Most of my stuff growing up has been mood and hormones and allergy and GI and things with the nervous system and how everything's all, regulating and having issues with that. And now that I know that I have ADHD, I'm like, well, it's more than anxiety and it's more than depression. It's like just trying to regulate, trying to feel comfortable, being told I was always a sensitive kid. It's more than that. I don't know if I'm autistic, but there's a good chance. So, and I know I talk about this a lot, so if people are over it, you can go follow someone else. For me, within the last year and a half or so, it's been really much finding this out about myself, needing to advocate for myself, and also for my children, because I have 2 neurodiverse kids, and when you go from, oh my God, I have a kid on the spectrum, to, oh my God, I have 2 kids on the spectrum, oh my God, I might be on the spectrum, oh my God, the whole house might be neurodivergent. That's something people need to think about for healthcare. You don't have just a person who has all kinds of needs and has to spend all kind of money to just get this healthcare to get looked at and thought of seriously. Especially as a woman, because women, we're not studied as much and we're not taken seriously as much. But on top of that, I'm a mother of children who have to deal with this. And when I see things peak up in them, especially since I had my daughter's very similar to me in some ways, it got me going, wait a minute. She's reacting this way and she doesn't have a volatile childhood or parents divorcing or screaming in front of her like I did, then this has got to be somewhat genetic. What can I say? Pattern recognition is our superhero power. I don't understand why the typical people just don't think of pattern recognition as important, or like looking at the things that are lining up. When you see all these different things listed under medical history, it's like, why aren't you looking to see how they go hand in hand? And the biggest thing that pisses me off the most is how hospitals don't see a person like me who has all this stuff going on and can't figure out what's going on, and they know they need to do research. They know they need more new studies. Why don't they take a person like me, especially a female who, women don't get studied enough, and put them in these studies, and we could help each other out, man. We can help each other out, figure this shit out. It's right there. It's right there. Am I wrong? And then you have a person who's in a family that's like that. You have 2 kids and a woman and maybe her husband. It's like, why wouldn't you want to study all of it? Now, I know that gets tricky because you got somebody like RFK who wants to do a registry and stuff and like studying, people, and like how does that go south and how does it get weird and how do they like try to do weird shit to you? I don't want to get neurotic like that. I don't want to think weird shit like that. I want to think that hopefully that healthcare and science cares about people. That's a nativete. I was always a very gullible child. I don't know if that goes hand in hand with neurodivergency or being on the spectrum, whatever. I want to think of the greater good. I don't want to be, what do you call it? Words escaping me. Sarcastic or not sarcastic, but like, when you get older and you don't care, there's a word for it. Anyways, jaded, I guess, would be the word. I just want us to help each other as human beings. I want the medical field to realize that, like, they need to do the work to learn new things, and we are the people that can help them. We have the issues, we have the concerns, we have the things we can't identify, the invisible illnesses, the things that sound like a lot of things, but we're not sure. So instead of leaving women crying in their cars or screaming, why not help us? Especially if a lot of us are mothers of children who are facing similar things and are going to have to deal with this their whole life as they get older. I'm going to do a Jerry Maguire now. Help me help you, and help me help my kids. So you're not only just helping me help you, but you're helping me help my kids. So you're helping my kids, which is helping you and helping me and helping them for future generations. That was a tongue twister, wasn't it? Anyways, Perry's going really hard. I feel like it's hard to focus and keep my eyes open. It's hard not to feel weak. It's hard not to feel tired. It's hard not to feel hot. It's hard not to feel like you just want to crawl in a ball and sleep all day. but I'm trying my best.